What's going on, everybody? I have been collecting some vinyl recently, and I figured why not show some of my recent pickups over the last couple of weeks, like the last 2-3 weeks maybe. Let me start with this one. This was Hendrix, band Gypsys, amazing record. Billy Cox, Buddy Miles, his voice sounds incredible. Really a transitional period for Hendrix, and I think this record would have definitely ended up being his trademark sound for later on in the 70s. I think a lot of his stuff would have just, been more of an evolution of what this brought. An amazing record, really funky, really taking a funky direction. I guess, again, having Buddy Miles in a whole formula there definitely helps with that. And I guess he was just getting tired of the, Jimi was just getting tired of the experience. And I guess the limitations that he was finding with the sound. Anyway, an amazing album. If you don't have Bandit Gypsies or you've never listened to it, it's a must, just in general if you're a music fan. Next, I picked up Yes, Fragile. I got this at a record store, very small record store. It didn't have too big of a selection. But this was a good find, an amazing classic record. I guess not much I want to say about this one, but cool album cover there. Roundabout on the opening track is a rocker. You've probably heard that, and the whole album is very consistent. Probably my favorite from Yes. I think the next one, Close to the Edge, that one was really awesome too. Next, I got this one by accident. This was Earth, Wind, and Fire's All in All. And this is an amazing record, actually. Serpentine Fire, Jupiter, Magic Mind, Runnin'. I mean, classic song after classic song on this album. And I actually got this by accident. And actually, the album cover is so cool. Right? And then you open it up. Wait. Hold on a second. It's like, I don't know. Like, if you look in there, it's like a whole nother picture, but, like, you can't take it out. I can't even show it. Anyway, it was just great. I got the right record. The guy sent me the correct record, but I also got that one for free. And that one's actually my favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire record. Just an amazing funk album if you're a funk fan. Great horn parts, amazing vocals and harmonies, so a must for classic album fans. Next is Genesis Abacab. Found this in great condition for $2. Sometimes it seems like people just don't know what they're selling, honestly. Now, this was during a transitional period for Genesis when, Peter Gabriel already left the band. They'd already released like 2 records without him or 3 records without him. And this was just another step towards a different direction for them, and I actually enjoy the Phil Collins era of Genesis. I thought the songs were still brilliant in their own way, but maybe if I was around at the time, I'm young, maybe if I was around during this time, I would have been disappointed. I don't know, but the songs Abacab, really just an energetic, great song. No Reply at All is possibly my favorite Genesis song. So catchy. You got the Earth, Wind, and Fire horns on No Reply at All, actually. Coincidence there. We just did the Earth, Wind, and Fire album. Dodo into Lurker is a progressive rocker that really still showcases their instrumental talents, too. Just probably my favorite Genesis record, actually, Abacab. But all of their stuff is great. I like their stuff with Peter Gabriel, and I like their stuff with Phil Collins. I also picked up this one, Genesis. This was a little bit later than Abacab. I believe it came out right after Abacab. More good songs. Definitely, again, more of a step into the pop direction. But great songs. Home by the Sea and Second Home by the Sea. Those were still progressive songs that they were doing. Just a Job to Do was pretty funky. That's a really underrated Genesis song. Silver Rainbow. Just songs that I think you don't hear a lot about that definitely need some more praise. While we're on the topic, I also picked up Phil Collins' No Jacket Required. I think I got this for $1. Great songs on this one. Sussudio, Only You Know and I Know, Don't Lose My Number, a lot of his famous songs, but also just a really good, typical '80s sounding record. A really good one actually. One of my favorite records of all time. Pink Floyd's Animals. I mean, it's awesome. Dogs is probably my favorite Pink Floyd song. Then you also got Pigs, Sheep, and of course Pigs on the Wing Parts 1 and 2. And, it's a shame that I remember hearing the band during an interview saying that they didn't really enjoy making this record. And that kind of disappoints me because it turned out great. And I love listening to it very often. And I know Roger Waters composed most of the record, but I actually love David Gilmour's work on it. His guitar solos and his vocals on Dogs specifically are just awesome. Beautiful, beautiful work. Anyway, I also got Wish You Were Here, the album by Pink Floyd, and I got that for $1, and it wasn't in that great condition. So I didn't even bring it up. The cover looks like shit and stuff, but hey, Floyd, I'll take it for $1. Give it to me. Grateful Dead, we got Terrapin Station and Shakedown Street. I'm kind of a late bloomer when it comes to Grateful Dead. And I don't know. I don't know why, but it just took me a little while to get into them. I always would ask people, what shows should I get into? And they'd always be like telling me different shows, and I don't know. I guess I could never really make up my mind of what to listen to. So I just picked up a couple of studio albums and checked them out on vinyl, and it seems like that worked out much better. And I actually got into the music when I was listening to it, like I kind of never had before. And I'm a Fish fan and stuff, and I have checked out some shows since then. And my friend Christian also bought me a live album by the Grateful Dead recently on CD, so I've been getting into them quite a lot. I saw Rat Dog, Bob Weir's Project Rat Dog, up in Mountain Jam this past June. So, yeah, like I said, definitely get into them, and I enjoyed both of those records. I think are two of their strong records, for sure. This came in the mail recently, Herbie Hancock's ManChild. This is my favorite music. I mean, for a long time, I searched for the funkiest music that I could find. And I listened to everything. 70s soul, jazz fusion, everything. James Brown. And James Brown is some of the funkiest music that I could find. Isley Brothers made some of the funkiest music I could find. Funkadelic. But Herbie Hancock, I'd have to say, is up there as well as just with the albums Thrust and ManChild specifically. Mike Clark, the drummer, it's just amazing. Paul Jackson on bass, crazy. Benny Maupin on the sax and a bunch of other instruments too. It's one of my favorite albums, ManChild. So if you're into jazz fusion and funk and you haven't heard that, ManChild, Thrust, Headhunters, all that stuff by Herbie Hancock, you gotta get into it. I caught this at a street fair, Miles Davis's In a Silent Way. I think I got this for about $5, and that is towards the expensive side for me for spending on vinyl. I mean, again, not much to say about this. Kind of during a transitional time, right before the Bitches Brew era for Miles, and just a very calm, relaxing record. Very chill record. And here's another classic, Led Zeppelin II. Got this recently as well. This is the only Zeppelin album I have. Ooh, it opens up pretty cool too. That's pretty dope. That's cool. And yeah, I think of this is actually an album that gives me quite a nostalgic memory of me outside mowing my lawn in the summer times when I was a kid. We have landscapers now, but we had this old rickety lawnmower, and I would always put my Discman on and listen to an album on CD, and we had Led Zeppelin II on CD, so I'd always listen to that. That was pretty cool. Okay. Who's next? This is just an amazing record, too. I have Tommy downstairs. That I've had for a while. I actually got that from my parents. My parents had a very, very small vinyl collection. I probably got like maybe, I don't know, maybe like 30 vinyl from them together. They had some great albums, though, like Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Wonder and the Eagles and the Ventures. And they did have some pretty cool stuff, but only like 30 or 40 records. So, you know, Baba O'Reilly on this one, and you know, Behind Blue Eyes, of course, but, you know, it's probably my favorite Who record, next to Tommy, and Live at Leeds, of course, was awesome, too. Oh, just got this last week, the Allman Brothers Live at the Filmore. This is a great record, man. I mean, 4 discs, if I remember, or no, I'm sorry, 2 discs. 4 sides of music, and I mean, just so much music to listen to on this. My girlfriend and I were listening to this the other day, and we were just like, this is amazing, because we love the Allman Brothers. I saw, again, up in Mountain Jam as well, I saw the Allman Brothers up there during one of their last performances ever this year. That was just something awesome to see, and that is one of their best performances ever, and that is also considered one of the best albums ever, Live at the Fillmore East. So if you're a classic rock blues fan, definitely check that out. This is Boston, Don't Look Back. This and their self-titled are probably their 2 strongest albums. The harmonies of the vocally and guitar harmonies are what Boston is known for. Opens up nicely, has some cool pictures, but also the picture is pretty fucking dope on the cover there, too. So, again, a great record. The song Don't Look Back, Feeling Satisfied, A Man'll Never Be, Party. These are just awesome classic Boston songs. And Boston was one of my dad's favorite bands. He would always blast it coming home in his truck. And he passed back in 2010, so, you know, I like to blast Boston as a little tribute to my dad most of the time. And I'm going to end with 2 awesome albums here. Jeff Beck, Wired, amazing album. Amazing album. If you're a guitar fan, I mean, jazz fusion, classic rock, funk, all of these elements are in Jeff Beck's Wired album here. And also There and Back, another classic album by Jeff Beck. Both just wailing guitar parts, man, and really catchy stuff. And all instrumental. And I love that stuff. So, those were all of my most recent picks. I also went to the flea market today and picked up some stuff, but I'm going to do a separate video for that. So, let me know what you guys think, and also let me know what you've picked up over the last couple of weeks. I'd love to hear about it.